Picture this. You're cruising down I-5 in a truck hyped as apocalypse-proof when a gleaming shard of stainless steel peels off the roof and somersaults into traffic behind you. That single airborne panel didn't just sting a fender, it punctured Tesla's entire myth of invincibility. Overnight, the Cybertruck swagger turned into a headline nobody at Palo Alto wanted to read. Every truck recalled. 46,000 units. Basically the whole fleet built between late 2023 and early 2025, were ordered back to service centers because the roofline cantrail might detach at speed. For a brand that built its reputation on daring engineering, the image of its flagship literally shedding armor feels like a Shakespearean twist. The king fell by his own crown. At the heart of the fiasco is an adhesive that was supposed to bond the cantrail trim to the Cybertruck's exoskeleton. Engineers chose a high-tech structural glue that, on paper, could outlast harsh desert heat, Midwest winters, and the constant flex of off-road bumps. In practice, the stuff wilted under everyday vibration. Drivers heard faint creaks, then saw hairline gaps, then watched wind slip beneath the trim like a pry bar. When Tesla technicians dissected the panels, they found the adhesive brittle and webbed with microcracks, classic environmental embrittlement. In plain English, the glue aged faster than the truck. The company's fix is elegantly brute force. Ditch the glue, weld studs into the frame, bolt the rails down, and back it all up with a more resilient epoxy. Repairs begin May 19th, but until every truck gets that surgery, owners are rolling dice on whether their futuristic pickup will stay in one piece. If the cantrail were the only hiccup, investors might shrug. Instead, it's recall number 8 in an 18-month stretch that reads like a quality control bingo card. April 2024, accelerator pedal gets trapped onto the floor mat, turning a 800-pound wedge into a runaway missile. June, the truck's comically oversized single-arm wiper freezes mid-swipe during a Colorado snowstorm, leaving drivers blind. July, bed panel adhesive fails. Sound familiar? October, the rear-view camera goes blank for 8 seconds, long enough to back into a mailbox or worse. Add minor software glitches, font size compliance tweaks, and now the cantrail crisis, and you start to see a pattern. Ambitious hardware built on a clock that moves faster than the engineering validation schedule. By March 2025, rumors of a containment hold leaked from Gigafactory, Texas. Brand new Cybertrucks sat fenced off in neat rows, delivery stickers still on the windows, while customers who had wired 90 grand received cryptic emails about unexpected quality checks. Inside the plant, night shift crews tore trim off finished trucks and ran vibration rigs in overtime. Engineers raced to model wind load scenarios, and procurement scrambled to source thousands of custom studs for the bolt-down retrofit. The hold lasted only weeks, but social media did the rest. Drone shots of orphan trucks, TikToks of owners rage-canceling orders, and a growing chorus asking whether Tesla's move fast, break things culture had finally broken something that matters: public trust. Trust is Tesla's secret battery pack. Early adopters bought Model S sedans not just for instant torque, but to join a movement. Yet the Cybertruck's troubles landed amid a broader identity crisis. CEO Elon Musk's increasingly political online persona has alienated once loyal progressives, while the truck's brutalist design divides even hardcore car geeks. A recent YouGov survey shows Tesla's favorability among left-leaning consumers plunging to a 9-year low. Showrooms in Portland and Berkeley were vandalized. Climate activist groups now stage protests outside service centers, chanting green doesn't mean clean if panels fly off at 70 miles per hour. For a brand that once signified the future, being recast as a culture war lightning rod is lethal. Markets run on narratives, and Tesla's narrative was bulletproof innovation. That story cracked alongside the cantrail. Since January 1st, the stock has slid nearly 50%, erasing tens of billions in market cap. Analysts no longer ask, how many vehicles can Tesla ship, but how long before brand fatigue dents demand. Some long-time bulls quietly hedge with Rivian and BYD shares. Technical traders grimaced when the 50-day moving average sank below the 200-day, a textbook death cross. The deeper worry isn't temporary recalls. It's whether Tesla still commands the price premium its loyalists once paid without hesitation. Competition isn't waiting. Rivians are 1T feels hand-built, with panel gaps you could measure in human hairs rather than millimeters. Ford's F-150 Lightning leverages decades of pickup loyalty, and owners rave that it just works. Across the Pacific, BYD outsold Tesla for 2 straight quarters and is now planting dealerships in Paris, Sao Paulo, and Sydney. Even Hyundai's Ioniq 7 and GM's Silverado EV boast range and charging speeds that nip at Tesla's heels. Where Tesla once enjoyed a monopoly on cool, buyers now comparison shop. and the Cybertrucks recall headlines tip the scales. Tesla's last unbeatable perk was the supercharger network, a continent-spanning lifeline of 250 kW plugs. That moat is draining. GM, Ford, Volvo, Lucid, and Hyundai Kia all struck deals to use the network, adapters included. By 2026, most new EVs sold in North America will ship with Tesla's NACS port. The upside for Tesla is charger revenue. The downside is exclusivity evaporates. When every brand offers the same road trip convenience, buyers judge on build quality, design, and price, the very areas where Cybertruck headlines sting the most. Tesla isn't teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Gigafactories still hum, margins on the Model 3 refresh stay enviable, and the company owns more real-world driving data than the rest of the industry combined. But the Cybertruck debacle spotlights a cultural rift: visionary speed versus meticulous execution. Insiders whisper about a looming Tesla 2.0 moment, slower product cycles, beefed-up validation, and maybe even a tempered social media presence from its CEO. Skeptics roll their eyes. Can a company built on disruption suddenly fall in love with patience? Yet if any lesson emerges from the flying panel fiasco, it's that physics remains unimpressed by hype. The Cybertruck was more than a vehicle. It was Tesla's declaration that the old rules of manufacturing were obsolete. But when a truck sold as a stainless steel fortress starts shedding its own armor, the symbolism writes itself. Tesla will likely patch the cantrail, swap glue for bolts, and push an over-the-air update that flashes a comforting message on the massive center screen. What it can't patch so easily is the slow leak of confidence among owners, investors, and would-be converts who now have a dozen compelling EV alternatives. The question looming over Silicon Valley isn't whether Tesla can fix one faulty trim line. It's whether the company can restore the intangible magic that once made people camp overnight to reserve a car they'd never seen in person. So, is this recall a momentary blip or the first domino in a longer fall? Drop your take below, share this deep dive with a friend who still believes the truck is bulletproof, and smash that subscribe button for more untold stories behind the shiny headlines. Until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and never stop questioning the hype.